Hello, everyone. Welcome to Anatomy and Physiology 1. This is your humble instructor, Greg Barnhill. Now, what I try to do, I might change it later, I do faceless videos just because I think it's a little bit of distraction to have my face up in the corner. So, my goal with this video, and I sent out an announcement. I hope you're watching it, of course. Well, if you're, well, okay, that was dumb. If you're listening to this, then you're watching and listening. So, anyway, let me get you started. This course is 16 weeks long. Let me start there first. Now, our normal semesters are around 8 weeks. So we have 8 modules, okay? All the way to there, which is just a comprehensive final. Now, I didn't know if maybe I should do 16 modules because each module corresponds with the week in the semester, but I decided just leave it at 8, and you're going to have 2 weeks to complete each module. And what I'll do is I'll put the dates right here. I'll try to send you a ton of reminders of when things are due. Due dates are very important. Okay, you can't miss those. But I think it'd be easier to keep track as opposed to having 16 modules. So I'm going to leave it as this. Now, let's start here first. So the getting started module, and that's hidden. Um, Probably going to put this video. Well, no, I'm going to put it there. Okay. It's going to be there. This is where you have clicked anyway. Right now, it's not showing. So, what we have here is these are what are called lessons. Now, the entire class is built on this. This is to get you familiar with how the course outlook is, um, how everything works. And yes, at the very end, I need you to read through the pages, and it's going to look a little different on your end. But right here it says getting started, the rundown. See that? You're going to want to read through this and work your way through each page. Let me go back. They're not very big. And then right here is a quiz. Now, you can look over here. It says unlimited. This one, I think there's 5 questions. Look, you got to make an 80 or better to proceed to the next module. But I need you to click on these up here. It says you have a couple of weeks, of course, like I said. I need you to take all those. So let me go back up. Um, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4 of these lessons. Now, this is called Padlet. It's a program that I've used in the past. I call it Study Hall everywhere else. Here's some videos. This one you don't necessarily have to go through if you want to make sure your computer's working and all that. Um, I do want to say one thing while I'm thinking of it here. One of these, let's, is it? And my apologies. Let me click around here real quick. Learning resources. That's not it. Okay, I'll cover this real quick. This is my now. This being an online course, the office hours are virtual, so you're not going to be showing up in my office anytime. I'm around. The best way to get a hold of me is to message me through that email right there. That goes right to my phone. I'll get right back with you. If you message me through Blackboard, which you can, I don't respond to that right away. It doesn't come to me. I check those a couple of times a day. That's it. Well, where I was going, let me see, is it here? Course map, schedule assignments. Oh my goodness gracious. What I was going to tell you is rather than start over, I'm just going to do it this way. Um, the browsers that you need to use. I thought that was one of these. I swear to God. Here we go. Device requirements. Maybe it's under this. All right. Yes. If you can use Google Chrome. That's what Blackboard recommends. This is Internet Edge. This is Safari. That's Firefox. But try to use Google Chrome if you can. Okay, it works best. So what you're going to do at the beginning, the very beginning of this whole thing, is you're going to work through these first four modules, and then down here, and I'll give you a big bonus for this. Go ahead and read that. Watch it. This is something called SoftChalk, which is a program that I use. It's interactive. I'll just tell you right now, you can do the questions as many times as you want till you get 100. Okay. Um, and like here's one over browsers. So this is a flip card activity, Internet Edge, good browser, bad browser, blink. Yep. Now watch this. Internet Explorer, it's not a good one, but listen to this. Okay. If you hear a doink up here, you can just start over. If you get a doink, you can't get full credit. But if you go through and you're like, okay, that's a great browser. No, see, it says incorrect. You can always start over and get 100 on every question and 100 overall. All right. You can do that. Some of these SoftChalks are very detailed, but just plan for an hour or so and work through them. And if you find any trouble, let me know. So we're going to go back to here. Now, here we go. The very end of the getting started module. In fact, it says right here, students must earn 100% on the getting started module exam 5 to open up the class. So for you to see this module 1, for it to open, you got to take this quiz and make 100 on it. Okay. Can't just pass. It's 10 questions. You have 45 minutes, whatever, but you can do it as many times as you want. But do it till you make 100. Now, all the exams and quizzes are timed in this class, and I'll get to that part next. I don't want to make a really long video. To be honest, once you get through the first module here, you're going to get the hang of it. So I'm going to go ahead and just leave that hidden. All right, here we go. Every module has 9, go back up, 9 lessons. Each lesson has a 5-question quiz. Okay, that's worth 5% of your grade. Okay. It's low weighted. You get 2 chances in each quiz. Okay, so you're going to read through this material. When you get here, and I'm praying that there's questions there. Yeah, good. There's 5 questions. 20 minutes, 2 attempts. It says the I love it. Average grade. Okay, I'll change that. The highest grade will count. Okay. In fact, let's do that right now. So I don't know why it says that. There we go. Highest grade. I'm glad that I clicked on that with y'all. So it will count the highest grade of your 2 uh, quiz attempts. There we go. Highest grade. So that part is very simple. You're going to, this is module 1. All right, here we go. Let me go back up. All right. There are 9 of these lessons. Read through the material, take all the quizzes. Now, I will look at all of these by the time you're taking these. They're supposed to count your, that's another one. They're supposed to count your highest average, and I'll make sure. I don't know why it's doing that. That's dumb. You get 2 chances at each quiz, and it's going to count your highest attempt. This is not, there's low risk. You may do poorly on 1 or 2 of these. It doesn't matter. You're going to have 9 with each module. So you have plenty of time. At the end of the semester, I'll drop 5 of these. So, all right. Now let's get down to this. This is a 2401. What does that mean? It's worth 4 hours of college credit. So you have a lab that is 1 hour, and then a lecture component that's 3 hours. Right here, if you want to, it's called Study Hall. Here is OpenStax, which is an online textbook. Here is some very detailed outlines. If you want to look at those, research some questions, answers, that kind of thing. These are all videos, right? Some of these are introductory. I believe most of them are still active. Occasionally, somebody will take a video down on YouTube that might have been on here. But here's, enzymes, a little bit of chemistry, all that stuff. There's anatomical position. Most of these are pretty short. So 5 minutes. Okay. You got 2 weeks, so you have plenty of time. If you want to watch those, it's good to get a different perspective of different authors. So that's study hall. Every module is going to have that. And then here we have the lab. Now, some labs have videos. Okay. Most of the time it's me. In this case, here is some different things for you to look at. There are no quizzes for you to do. Okay. One less thing to worry about. Anatomy has outlines that are associated with it. You can see here it says lab outline PDF. Most of the time, oh my goodness gracious. Okay, well, I'll make sure that's there. I apologize, guys. Bad request. What's going on with our internet today? My goodness. Okay, I'll make sure that I post that. Okay, I don't see it. All right. Anyway, you're going to click on that outline. That's what you're going to use to study. Everything on that outline, and I'll put it there. I think you're fine, but it'll be right there. It'll always be at every lab. So, um, I've had a couple of glitches today. We're not here yet. Here's the lab. Yeah, videos. Let's just see here. There we go. I'm going on to the next module to make sure. There we go. Okay. So I will post that one for what we're working on the first 2 weeks. I skipped to the next one. I'm not sure why that's not working. It'll be there when you see this. All right. So what you're going to do is use that outline, read through it, study it, go through there's no quizzes, okay? But these are outlook. There's videos, there's pictures, a lot of introductory anatomy. There's a video there. There are some videos that I have done, like this one on serous membranes. That's one yours truly did. But you're going to want to read through everything, look at any pictures, prepare yourself, okay, for what are called the lab exams. Now, here's the last thing under the assignments. All right. So let's start here first. Um, Now that just popped up. Sometimes it has over here. In fact, I'm going to go back out and give you your view. Okay. Um, let's see here. Let me move me out of the way. Now, actually, yeah, let me exit out. Okay. Discard. Okay. Yeah, I haven't completed the little thing yet. So, what I was going to say is this research assignment, don't worry about it. You have a couple of weeks. When you look at this, it's going to have a box that says check instructions. You're going to want to click on that. In fact, just to be detailed, I don't want to make a really long video, but this thing is not cooperating today like it should. So I'm going to go down here. Let's see here. Oh, all right. 2401. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. This one doesn't have any restrictions on it like your class does. Okay, so here's fundamentals of anatomy and physiology. So when you click on this, um, Boy, nothing is minding today. My goodness gracious. All right, I'm going to take this off. Okay, there we go. My apologies. Um, well, let's go up here. Do this. That. Um, delete. Okay. All right. My apologies. My goodness gracious. Anyway, I'm doing a lot of things just to show you how to get the instructions. Oh boy. Hold on. All right. Let me go down here. So this is the getting started. All right. Okay. I'm going to click on this. So here is it says research assignment. It's not the first module. There we go. When you click on this, don't worry about integument. You're doing that later. See this little thing that says view instructions? You're going to want to click on that. That gives you, here is the assignment. You're going to want to download this to your computer like that. Okay, you're going to want to read through this. And then, like it says here, on a separate sheet, you're going to want to answer these questions. Okay. So you're going to read through, same thing, list and describe, blah, blah, blah. Read through the whole thing. And then at the very end of these case studies, all right, you're going to have something to identify here. So see all this? And like I said, you have 2 weeks to get everything done. Here is the answer sheet. Now, it's a Word document. When you turn anything in Blackboard, it has to be either a Word document or a PDF. Okay. So this is a Word document. You can do it however you want. See, it's got the blanks here for the answers and everything. You can click, you can move things around, but you're going to want to put your answers on this. And when you get ready to turn in your assignment, you're going to do it here. Now, there are instructions here. Now, listen, you can use the internet, use any tools available to you. Try to put your words, I'm sorry, try to put your research in your own words, but you can use whatever tools you want to use. All right. And then right here is where you're going to, once you answer all the questions, you're just going to turn in the Word document. You're going to upload it right there. So you can click on it. It says upload file, and then you can upload it from your computer. Must be a PDF or a Word. All right. I might post another video later just to make sure we're on the same page because I've kind of gone all over the place here. So I'm going to go back to our class. Um, oh boy, here. All right. So that's the first thing. Oop. All right. So here we go. So go down here, under assignments. There's that, what I just covered with you. This is a soft talk lesson. Okay, it's going to look a little different when you click on it. um, what you want to do, you can start here. It's pages. You can get rid of the bar if you want to, like that. But you can scroll through, oops, like this. Go through. This is drag and drops. Okay, I'm just gonna do a wild one. You heard the doink, like I said. You can start these over till you get each question correct. Just work your way through these. Here's a multiple choice. Let me just pick. Yeah, see, wrong answer. Blah, blah, blah. When does anabolism? Should be that one. See, I went back and just corrected it. If it's a whole box of questions, you can just start them over like that, the multiple choice questions. Um, don't want to exit all the way out. So you're going to have one of those to do. This right here is the lab exam. Now, look, do not start these until you are ready. You only get one try at these. Okay. This one will tell you it's 25 questions, it has multiple choice, blah, blah, blah. But once you start, you have to finish it. Okay. You have a time limit. There are no redos. So just um you get one try at it. So make sure you've studied, you have a couple of weeks, just make sure you're ready. And then this right here is the actual lecture exam. Where is interesting. So I will post it. These are generally 50 questions. Um, it should have had an introduction there, but it says it right there. Well, it doesn't actually. Time limit 60 minutes, but there'll be a little introduction. There are 50 questions. I think I'll set it up where all the questions show up all at once. But you have a time limit. You have 60 minutes. You only get one try. Okay. And that's it. And I'm going to end this video because I made it really long, but always check your announcements. What I want you to do now is get through the getting started folder. You might start working on some of these lesson quizzes and you can go from there. Okay. But always check your announcements. Thank you.